I just gotta say this. Shout outs to Vegeta for being an awesome father. I mean, regardless of the fact that he said if he misses out on his, child's birth, that Bulma will rip him to shreds or whatever, take that aside. But the fact of the matter is, he put aside what he really would love to be doing right now, and that's training. He's like, yo, I can't do that right now. I gotta take care of mine. I gotta do what I gotta do, and I gotta be there for the birth of my child. Shout outs to Vegeta, because as much as we love Goku and, he's all that good jazz, ultimately, Goku would not have done that at all. He would have been like, yo, that's not happening. I need to go train. Like, we could do that shit later. So, yeah, that was awesome. This episode of Dragon Ball Super, flat out, it was a setup episode. It was setting up for the tournament. It was slowly inching into it. The beginning of the episode, one thing let's talk about, because a lot of people are going to go in on this. Goku got wounded by a bullet. It wasn't like it pierced him. It didn't, go straight through him, whatever. But he did get wounded by a bullet. And honestly, I feel as though that's definitely nerfing Goku a little bit. They did address it. I will say that they did address it. They did say, hey, he's rusty a bit, but that kind of makes me wonder, like, because remember in the Resurrection F film and, the part of Super or whatever, the Frieza Returns and whatnot, one of the things people complained about was Goku took a blast straight through and it was just like a regular laser beam, and then now he's getting hurt by bullets. So I could definitely see people are going to be pissed about that. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of like, in Dragon Ball, like, OG Dragon Ball, I remember Roshi grabbing, like, just deflecting bullets with his hands and shit like that. So what the fuck is going on there? That's something that kind of was a little bit, like, yeah, okay, you're rusty, you're giving a little bit of an excuse for it, but nevertheless, I'm like, I don't know about Goku being hurt by bullets. It's kind of making me like, they're nerfing the characters, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Krillin, he got hurt by a bullet as well. So it's like, I think they're trying to slow them down a little bit, but also this is to showcase the grand entrance or re-entrance to this new arc where the characters are going to train, and all of that shit is going to be, non and void, so to speak, because they're going to be a lot more stronger and they're going to train or whatever. So it's to showcase the rust of what peace has brought them, being peaceful and Goku working the farm life or whatever. That's showcasing the effects of peace. It's that, you're not going to be on your A game and shit is going to hurt you, but nevertheless, I'm still a little bit bothered by the bullet hurting him. Even if it was just a scratch or a little bit of a wound, it's like, it's a bullet. Goku fucking can ratify the damn universe. Him and Beerus were knocking each other, shaking the universes. So, that's something there to note. But let's talk a little bit about the Omni King. It seems as though they're literally just flicking planets. Now, I don't know if they're actually flicking real planets, like if they do that to a planet, it automatically gets destroyed or whatever, but it seems as though they're kind of like two vicious children without realizing it. Kind of like, if you think about it, go back to Majin Buu. Majin Buu never really realized what he was doing was bad, if I'm not mistaken, unless I'm being confused by the English dub. Forgive me if I am, because, I never really seen that portion in Japanese, but Majin Buu even at one point had said, is killing people a bad thing? And I'm kind of curious if the Omni King realizes what he's doing is wrong. Is he being tricked similar to what Babidi was doing to Majin Buu? Are the Omni King being tricked by somebody else, whether it be the Grand Priest or some other form that we don't know about? Because they're just there like, yeah, this is getting boring, destroying planets and shit like that, which, again, we don't know if that's actual planets that are being destroyed. I'm assuming so, because these are two almighty gods that can blow up universes at the drop of a hat. So that's something that's making me kind of wonder there. Now, let's talk about Bulma's pregnancy real quick. Of course, again, Vegeta, he don't got time for the training. He's ready for that. But also, it's kind of interesting that she don't really want to know the gender of the baby. That kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like, why make it a secret unless they're going to completely retcon it or whatever, which that would be crazy. But that was something that kind of threw me off a little bit there. And I mean, Bulma being pregnant, great stuff. We've known about it if you've been watching the spoilers and all that for quite a few weeks now, probably even like a month or so. But yeah, we knew it was coming, but I'm glad that it's finally here. So that's something that people can stop complaining about, is where's Bra? What's going on here? This is supposed to be the time where she's born, and Bulma's pretty big there. So I'm imagining there's some sort of time skip in between the last time we've seen Bulma, which I think she was in the last episode. Might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, there's probably a time skip there, because she was flat on her stomach. Then all of a sudden, which I guess this arc again is like a time skip. And if we're excluding the anime only content, then maybe this is a time skip directly from the end of the Goku Black arc, because yeah, that would make sense. Okay, there's a decent amount of time that passed since then. Bulma's big now, blah, 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 blah. So we kind of move forward in the time. Now, Goku and Beerus's interaction, because obviously he went to talk with Whis, he wanted to train and all that good stuff. Beerus looks as though he is really terrified of the Omni King, of Zeno. Well, now the two Zeno. Like, he was even threatening to kill Goku if he presses that button. Like, even Whis was like, yo, you should probably not have any interactions with that guy, right? Like, it's not a good idea. So the fact that Beerus will go to that extent of putting his hand up there and he's like, I will kill you if you do it. And of course, Goku tricked him or whatever, but it showcases that I don't even think Beerus really trusts the Omni King too much, because you got to think, Beerus is a god of destruction. He's supposed to be the one doing the destroying. He's supposed to be the one that's, if anything, ruthless. Like, I don't give a fuck, destroy this and that. And the fact that he is intimidated by the Omni King, of course, one, that shows how ridiculously strong his powers are. But two, it also showcases if he's like, yo, don't bother the Omni King, he really doesn't trust him and probably looks at him as, again, a ticking time bomb. Like, if the Omni King wants, he could wipe out everybody where they're standing at any given second. So that was interesting to note as well, looking into Beerus' interactions and what his thought process is regarding the Omni King. He doesn't trust him, and I think he looks at him as like he's too dangerous. And that's coming, that's a lot coming from a god of destruction. A man that's supposed, or a creature that is supposed to destroy, is scared of another creature that destroys. Like, that kind of builds up the Omni King. And then, of course, again, that there's two of them, a big problem there, okay? Then also, let's talk about Goku's interactions with the Grand Priest and the Grand Priest showing up. Apparently, the Omni King doesn't go by years, he goes by days, and it was like a ridiculous amount of time talking about that. So we didn't get a lot of the things that we thought we were going to get in this episode. I mean, this episode was necessary to set things up. You can't just immediately jump in like, hey, it's supposed to be a tournament arc, and we're going to get the first fight in the very first episode. Like, obviously, again, it wasn't set up. It wasn't the greatest episode in the world. It was mainly just, showcasing them in their normal life, their natural habitat, so to speak, and then slowly inching into things, which, again, I've said it in quite a few different videos, but I think what Goku's doing is going to be a very costly mistake leading into this tournament, because he's the one that bringing it up, because the Omni Kings, both of them were like, oh yeah, we forgot about that shit. Like, what? Oh yeah, okay, fuck it, we do it. We're bored as shit, blowing up planets. Let's do it. So when Goku finds out what's truly at stake and what the risks are of this tournament, I think he's going to be very, very badly surprised, and it's going to be interesting. The end of the episode was definitely foreshadowing what most of us have known for many months now, who's going to be a part of the tournament, because you get to see randomly Android 17. We haven't seen you since the end of the Buu saga, but hey, you're on some rocks, and oh, let's look at Tien walk on a beach. So that was supposed to be foreshadowing for those that don't really know what's about to happen or who's about to be involved in the upcoming arc. So that was nicely done as well. And again, overall, the episode, if I wanted to give it a fair score, it's not the greatest thing in the world. It wasn't bad. I'd say it was about like a 7 out of 10. It was good for what it was trying to accomplish, and that's get things rolling, get things started for the upcoming tournament. I mean, even showcasing, again, people being rusty, which I still don't really care for Goku getting hurt by a bullet. I just don't. But that was, again, to showcase he needs to move forward. But there is something to discuss here as well. He's rusty, right? He got hurt by a bullet, a regular bullet, but he's able to deflect Whis' blasts. And it's fucking Whis. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whis is pretty fucking strong. So it showcases that the amount of strength he has acquired, and I'm assuming a lot of it had to do with in the Goku Black arc and, the fight against the Merged Zamasu and all that, is what helped to boost him up there. But even Rusty, in a normal Super Saiyan form, he can deflect blasts. So just think for a second, when he's fully trained up again, ready to go and the tournament kicks off, he's going to be a lot stronger than he's been. And if he has a true rematch once again with Hit, that's going to be interesting to see, because he's way stronger than what he once was. And with all that being said, honestly, just, again, a good episode. I'm looking forward to seeing what goes down. Kind of curious what you guys' opinions are. For starters, what do you think about Vegeta's character as a father and what he's trying to do? Like, honestly, again, and I know it's a very petty debate, but nevertheless, Vegeta as a father is way better than Goku. Goku, I think the problem is Goku's too stupid to be, in that fatherly role, and that's nothing wrong with it, whatever. That's his character, and that's who he's been from day one. He's smart about certain things, but as a whole, that's why Vegeta shines in those areas, because Goku, even if Chi-Chi's gonna get mad, he's like, whatever, he doesn't understand things. Vegeta is obviously a lot more adult-minded, he grew up as a prince of an entire planet, so I think that's why Vegeta gets that pass, and why he understands the severity and the seriousness of situations like like, hey, you probably should be there for the birth of your child. Also, what do you think about the two Omni Kings there playing, hey, blow up the planet, and getting bored with that? Do you think that that's what's going to be the catalyst to the effects of what's going to happen in the tournament because they want more destruction? Do you think that potentially they crave destruction? Or do you think that they're being tricked by either the Grand Priest or somebody even above them, similar to what was happening with Babidi and Majin Buu, where Majin Buu was too naive to understand what he's doing is wrong? Do you think that the Omni King thinks destruction is fine, it's okay, it's a part of his job, and doesn't realize, yo, you're murdering people for no fucking reason? And your overall thoughts of the episode as a whole? Honestly, good episode to start next week based off the preview. Shit is gonna get real, and I'm fucking excited, baby. Let's go. Universe Survival Arc is here. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.